Matthew Bailey Media here, and welcome to another 2024 movie review. Now, I know I'm a couple of days late on this, but I figured might as well get it out of the way now. And that is, of course, my review on Venom: The Last Dance. Yep, this is the third installment of the Venom trilogy, and it's supposed to be the last one too, at least the one that has Tom Hardy in it. Because he said he was done playing Venom after this third installment, and the only reason he would come back is to go up against Spider-Man, specifically Tom Holland's Spider-Man. But not sure how that's gonna play out. But with this whole trilogy starting literally 6 years ago in 2018, this film sort of follows the events of what happened at the end of actually, funny enough, it takes place right after the end of Spider-Man No Way Home, where we see Eddie Brock get transferred back to his universe, and again, without spoiling anything, he's basically still on the run from the FBI and all that sort of stuff in San Francisco, and he tries to, avoid getting captured by these people. Now, the reason I will say though, this is the one movie out of the entire trilogy that I honestly don't think I enjoyed very much. I mean, it's not as, I think this is my least favorite one out of the three, even if this is the finale, because there were some characters that were in this movie that were played by MCU actors or other Marvel actors that make no sense. Like you had, I forgot the name of the actor, but he plays Mordo in the Doctor Strange films, and he was in this movie as a colonel or somebody that was in charge of the symbiotes. And then you even had I forgot this other guy's name, but he plays the Lizard in the Amazing Spider-Man movies, and he was playing some random dad or whatever from a family, and which we kind of saw them in the trailers for this film, so that's not really a spoiler. But the fact that you had two major Marvel actors playing random characters in this film made no sense. I will say, out of all the characters in this film, the guy who's played by Mordo's actor was probably the best performer, given a performance in this movie. But, and again, they call this movie The Last Dance because this is the last time we're supposed to see Tom Hardy as Venom in that Sony universe, which, no offense to Sony, but they really just need to give the rights of Spider-Man back to Marvel, because they clearly don't know how to work Spider-Man related properties without a Spider-Man. Now, rumor has it they're going to do a Nicolas Cage live action version of Spider-Man Noir from the two animated Spider-Man films we got, and that is somewhat Spider-Man related, but we'll see how well that goes. But honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if it turns out to not be as popular as everyone hopes. But honestly, aside from that, the only other remaining Sony Spider-Man movies that are coming out before Spider-Man 4 are Kraven the Hunter this coming December, and Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse at some point. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they release Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse sometime in this next summer. But honestly, we all saw how these films have been doing. I mean, out of all the Sony films, the only one that has the most money at the box office is the first Venom, which I will say, that one is probably my favorite one out of this trilogy. If I had to choose between the Let There Be Carnage and The Last Dance, which one I don't like the most, I would probably say this one, because it really did not make any sense continuity wise. But anyways, honestly though, it's a shame that this movie was not as good as I hoped it would be. Now, but I will say, however, that it was definitely better than Joker 2, shockingly. I will say, I think I gave both Joker 2 a 2.5 out of 5, and I'm giving this movie a similar rating once I get to that. But if I had to choose which one I would have preferred more, I would have said this one over Joker 2. Because I will say, this Sony, ever since they started sharing Spider-Man in the MCU, we saw how well it did with the original trilogy being so well received, having him be in the the two Avengers movies and Civil War, and it ended up being a huge success. Heck, I think his movies are doing better within the continuity of the MCU than they were in the other films. Like we saw, even though the Amazing Spider-Man movies didn't do as well at the box office, they at least gave Andrew Garfield a second chance in a way. Like, if they really want a Spider-Man in their own separate universe from the MCU Spider-Man, then just bring back Andrew Garfield or something. Or bring back Tobey Maguire and do their own versions of their films. Like, don't be constantly making non-Spider-Man related movies based on villains like Venom, Morbius, Madam Web, Kraven. Like, these are the only movies we've been getting from the Sony films, unless you count the animated stuff, which are doing way better than this whole thing. But I just find it really weird how they're doing it like this. And again, I'm not sure if I'm going to enjoy Kraven as much, but we'll see how that pans out. But with this film, it's a good thing they indicated this is the last time we see Tom Hardy as Venom, at least in the Sony films. Not sure if he's going to come back into the MCU in any way to play a character, whether it's Venom again or if it's some other character in the MCU. I feel like that's what Tom Hardy should do, is just come into the MCU as a completely different character, but it could be some character that is Spider-Man related, like maybe he could play a villain or something. Not Venom, obviously, because he's already done that. Unless they want him to play Venom. But the only way they could do that is if he does the MCU version of Eddie Brock, and I'm curious if he's going to do that. But honestly, with Venom The Last Dance, this is probably my least favorite out of the three, and that's saying a lot. Anyways, let me get to my rating of the movie. So like I said, my rating of of Venom The Last Dance is, honestly, I will say it's better than Joker 2, but I still am going to give it this rating, and that is, of course, a 2.5 out of 5. Yep, 2.5 out of 5. I mean, they really should just end it after Kraven. Like, honestly, after the Kraven movie comes out, and whenever they finally release Beyond the Spider-Verse, they should just focus heavily on keeping Spider-Man in the MCU and trying their best to make the Spider-Man movies as best as they possibly can to fit into the continuity of the MCU. And to be fair, Sony's still going to be getting some form of profits from it. That they just will have shared custody over Spider-Man related characters, and that's how that whole thing should go. But we'll see how things pan out. So anyways, that's all for now in this movie review, and I will see all you guys in the next video.